Okay, so recording, 1, 2, 3, recording, quick. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, close. All right. Ooh, here we go. What's an equation? And then we're not going to use this. I can't write on this. Okay. An equation is best described as two expressions that equal each other. Equal each other. Okay. So it needs to have an equal sign. Needs an equal sign. Okay. So something like this could be an equation. I don't know, I'm making it up. 5 plus 3 equals 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. 5 plus 3 is 8 on this side, and on this side 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 is also 8. So they're equal to each other. So it's this expression on the left, which equals this expression on the right. They don't necessarily have to look the same, as long as their value is the same. Okay? So sum of k and 5 is sum k plus 5 is 19. Simple enough. 42 subtracted by a number, let's call it n, is 29. Quotient is division, so yes, use a fraction. Quotient m over 6 is 12. 38 is equal to the product of y times 2, or I actually prefer it if you wrote it, 38 equals 2y. Okay, it's the same thing. The coefficient should always come first. By convention, okay, by some agreed norm, they say that coefficient comes first, variables come second. If you wrote y times 2, it's not incorrect, okay, but we just prefer to see it as 2y. Solve and check, okay, so this one's pretty easy. So inverse operations, remember, if it's addition, you use subtraction. So who do we want to get rid of? Not the 33.1, but the 23. Minus 23, let me draw the line in the middle. Minus 23 on this side. This is a decimal, so I'm going to put 23.0 just to make it the same as the top. These two become 0, and m drops down, equals 33.1 minus 23.0 is 10.1, so that's my answer. Check. 23 plus 10.1 equals 33.1. Is it true? Well, 23 plus 10 is 33 plus 0.1. Yeah, 33.1 equals 33.1. So that would be complete. And now it says graph. So let's graph. And the solution to my equation is 10.1. So if this is 10.1, this will be 10.2. This will be just 10.0. So the solution is 10.1, and it's a little circle and a shade like this. Line. Plus 13.7, again plus on this side 13.7. These two become 0, h comes down, and 43 plus 13.7, let me add a decimal and a 0, so it's all the same size. So that's a 7, that's a 6, and 56. So h is 56.7. So to substitute, I'm going to replace the h with 56.7 minus 13.7 equals 43. Is that true? Well, let's see. 7 minus 7 is 0, 6 minus 3 is 3, 5 minus 1 is 4. Yeah, 43 equals 43. And again, it's a little graph. It's almost the same as an equality. The only difference is that with an equation, only one value that makes that inequality true, or in this particular case. So 56.7, it's not to the left, not to the right, it's just 56.7, which makes this equation true, and we're going to shade it because it is what makes the solution true. So this one is where a coefficient is, a fraction. So I'm going to multiply both sides by the reciprocal. The reciprocal is 2/5 is 5 over 2. And same thing, 5 over 2 over here. 5 and 5 and 2 and 2. All these cross out, become 1 or 1c, or just simply c. On this side, I'm going to multiply 8 times 5 over 2. I'm going to make this into a fraction. 8 times 5 is 40. And at the bottom, 1 times 2 is 2. Or c equals 40 over 20, or c is just 20. It's the same thing. My graph looks like this. This one's going to be nice and easy. Solution is just this. Okay. The check, 2/5 of 20 equals 8. Is that true? If you had $20 and I said, give me 2/5, would you give me 8? Well, let's see. Over 1, 2 times 20 is 40. 5 times 1 is 5. Is 40 over 5 the same thing as 8? Yes, it is. 8 equals 8. This is a division equation. I can do the opposite of division, which is multiplication. I'm going to multiply both sides by not 6, but by 0.4 and 0.4. These two 0.4 become 1, leaving me with 1w or just w. 6 times 0.4 is 2.4. That's easy enough. Check. 2.4 divided by 0.4 equals 6. 2.4 divided by 0.4 is 6, which also gives you 6 on the other side. Graph this. 2.4, 2.5, 2.3. Circle on top of 2.4 and just shade it. Okay, this is an equation, so we don't need to go left or right. 4. She has at least 25 bucks, which means the smallest amount of money she has in her pocket is $25. So let's call this money, 25 over here. So the relationship that she has is that she has anything that's greater than 25 and equal to 25. She can have 25 bucks. So 25, 26, 24. It's anything this way that she has. She could have 26, she could have 27, she could have $100. So all these numbers will make that inequality true, and we want to shade this because it's also equal. Maximum weight he can carry is 180, so he can carry anything up to 180. Up to 180 is fine, 175, 179 is fine, 181 just too heavy. So if you are less than 180, he can carry you, or if you're equal to 180, he can also carry you. So number line, to show me all the possible different ways that he's able to carry, you're going to write, put a circle on top of 180. I'm going to shade it because 180 is also does count, and anything under 180 is also something he can do. A score of 65 and under is failing, so here's your score compared to 65. To be failing, it has to be under 65. Number line, here's 65, 66, 64. So to be a failing grade, you have to be under 65. Do we shade? No, we don't shade. Greater temperature, greater than 50. Pretty straightforward. Number line 50, 51, 49, and circle on top of the 50, and we're going to aim that way. 50 is not part of our solution. Okay, it has to be greater than 50, so anything to the right of 50 will make that inequality true. Is inequality true? Well, you need to substitute. Okay, it says show work, so let's replace the w with 6. So that gives you 5 times 6 greater or equal to 31. 5 times 6 is 30, greater or equal to 31, and that is not a true inequality. 30 is not greater or equal, so this is false. 12 is less than 1.5 times 9. I don't know, no idea, so let's multiply. 1.5 times 9, blah, 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 blah. It's 13.5. Is 12 less than 13.5? Yes, it is, so this inequality is true. We did some of this in class, okay? Writing an equation from the table. So the equation here, the dependent is wages, and the independent is hours, okay? So times 25, times 25, times 25, times 25. So the equation, the total wages, his wages, the salary, whatever, the money he brings home is going to be equal to 25, because the relationship is times 25, right? 25 times what? H for hours. There is your equation. So if he works 5 hours, you multiply by 25. If you work 100 hours, you multiply by 25. So to find out his wages, so his wages depends on the hours worked. Cost in games, the total cost depends on the number of games he buys, right? So that makes sense. The total cost depends on the number of games he buys. What's the relationship here? Times, I believe, 7 for everybody. Yeah, times 7, times 7, times 7. So the cost is going to be the number of games that he buys times 7. Pizza pie. Buy 2 pizza pies, it's 18, 5 is 45, 12 is 108, so I think it's times 9, and so forth. So the equation, the total, is going to be 9 times the number of pies. Right, that was pretty simple. This one is x and y, so it's going to be y equals something. So what's the relationship here? Times 2 plus 1, doesn't work for here. Times 3. Okay, so how's this? It's going to be times 3 minus 3. So we're going to get 3 times 3, 3 times 3. Sorry, 3 times the variable x, 3 times whatever value of x is, and then you gotta subtract 3. So 3 times 4 is 12, minus 3 is 9. That works. 3 times 7 is 21, minus 3 is 18. Good, that works. 3 times 8 is 24, minus 3 is 21. So see, this particular equation, to find y, I need to do this to the x. Okay. Independent, dependent. Okay. The total something depends on something, right? So she makes $9.50 an hour. She works 8 hours every weekend, and identify the dependent, independent. The independent is the hours, and the dependent is the total money, the total earnings, the total money that she makes. So the total money that she makes depends on the hours. Okay. Not asking to create an equation, it's just asking to identify who is the dependent and independent. Next one, dependent and dependent here. So the independent. The dependent would be the total cost, right? The total cost here, total money that he's going to spend. The total cost depends on what? The number of posters he buys or the number of books? Well, it's not going to be the number of posters because I know how many posters he's going to buy. He's going to buy one, a single poster. I don't know how many books he's going to buy, so that may change. All right, so the books are your independent variable. Okay, that's going to cause an effect on the cost. Translate the following. The goal is here to equations. So remember when I said that in class, I like your equations not to be isolated. So so whatever equations you've come to make sure that they have a coefficient or a constant next to them. So here's Mary's 22 years old, Tina's 13. What is it? So you shouldn't have 22 and 13 on the same side of the equation. So maybe that should be something that you can always say. So 22 goes on one side, 13 goes on this side. If you set it up this way, you can ask yourself, what equals 22? Well, it's Tina's age, right? Mary's 22 and Tina's 13 years younger. So whatever Tina is plus 13 will equal 22. There is your equation. Okay. Now I can solve. It says I'll solve, right? I would do minus 13 here, minus 13 here. These two will cross, being a 0, or leaving a t. And 22 minus 13 equals 9. And that's what Tina's age is, 9 years old. Okay. Tony ran for 15. Henry ran for 8 miles more than Tom. How far did Henry run? Okay, so whatever Henry ran plus eight. No. Hang on a second. Sorry. So this would be, let's see, so hang on a second. How would you set it up? Henry is equal to I don't know how to set up that one. Let me get back there. Because I don't want to waste too much time. Mo is 33 centimeters. Mark is 157. How tall is Mo? So Mo, whatever Mo is, plus 33. Now, whatever Mark is, plus 33 will give you Mark. Okay. Also, no. I'm gonna set this one with. Oh, I hate these. Only because you have to set it up where the coefficient is not what do you call isolated. Get back to those two again. So here, let's see if I can do this one. Gina plus, okay, this one's easy. Gina plus 15 equals 23. So how come I can't do that for that? So that probably is invert, what do you call subtraction. So Gina plus 15 equals 13. Whatever Gina read plus 15 will give you the same number of books that Carrie read. Minus 15, and 8. Sorry, this is 0, sorry. Bring G, and Gina read 8 books. Let me get back to that, those two later. Hopefully tomorrow in class. That's it. That can't be it. Am I missing something? No. All right. So I will stop the video, and I will definitely get back on Tom and Mo here. Okay.